What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And we're continuing our series here on the franchise mode simulation series through the course of MLB 22, the show. And we, at the end of the last installment of this particular video series, came to the end of my 3-year GM contract with the New York Yankees. We're now faced with the decision: do I go back to New York or do I take up the mantle of general manager for another team? So let's see what teams we have in store for this offer besides the New York Yankees, and we'll come to a decision. So it's all powerhouse teams. The Yankees going back to it with a budget of $283.36 million. We're ranked first overall, first in pitching, fourth in contact, sixth in power, fifth in defense, 26th in speed. The Dodgers ranked fourth overall, ninth in contact, 13th in power, second in pitching, fourth in defense, 14th in speed. Team budget of $275.7. The Mets are ninth, second in contact, 22nd. So they're lacking quite a bit across the board. At least compared to the other two that have multiple top 5, top 10 place finishes. The Mets, not so much, 243.52. And the Braves, who were ranked third overall, third in contact, first in power, fourth in pitching, 255.59. Now, this stream was about being the Yankee general manager, and it will continue to be. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If there's another franchise that you would like to see me take hold of as the general manager to try to turn into a World Series winner. Right now, the goal with the Yankees is to win back-to-back championships. So now we have to begin that campaign and that quest all over again. So we're going to sign a new contract with the New York Yankees as their general manager. And we have to kind of take a look at the players that we have going forward and see anything else that we have to do. So see, Albert Pujols is finally retiring at the elder age of 45. He still had really good contact and power against lefties. Definitely a platoon bat, but nice job. Max Scherzer's finally retiring at 40. Pujols is definitely getting into the Hall of Fame. I want to say that Scherzer's likely going to get in there as well. So probably Brandon Crawford, Justin Turner at 40, Crawford at 38. Jose Abreu's retiring at 38. He didn't play last season. Cole Calhoun, Mark Canha. His ability just fell off, which is why he's retiring. And it says poor free agent market, but I don't think many people were going to pick him up anyway. Didi's retiring. Yuli's retiring. 40. Yeah. All right, so Kimbrel, Keuchel, Kluber, Longoria. So quite a few notable names on this retirement list. Oh, Josh Reddick finally retired on here. It's funny. Miguel Rojas, Carlos Santana, Andrelton for a poor free agent market, D. Gordon, Julio Teheran, and Ryan Zimmerman. Cool. All right, so now that we've done that, yep, Scherzer and Pujols, both of whom I expected. All right, so we have exclusive negotiating windows with a few players. In reality, Loaizaga is really the only guy that I'm. So in reality, Loaizaga is the only guy on this list that I'm looking to re-sign. I want him for the bullpen. And I want to try to bring this dollar amount down tremendously. So I want to see if we can't do it for... Yeah, I don't even care. Obviously, in real life, these super long contracts for these relievers is not the greatest. But because it is a franchise mode simulation, kind of works out. So let's see what we can get there. Let's see what Higgy's actually looking for. You're not playing every day, bro. So, and we still have Wort Vet on the roster, so Higgy to me just really isn't all that important, even though he's a very good defensive catcher. Hernan is really a bench guy. I'm not giving him a whole lot of money to do anything. So that's about it. All these guys we signed for $30K at the end of the offseason, and I plan to do the same. Yeah, we got our coaches still here for another year or two. And yeah, so let's kind of get through these days here. Bregman re-signed with the Astros 7 years, $141.4 million. Zach Wheeler re-signed 5 years, $156. Altuve re-signed an 8-year, $163.4 million deal. Eugenio Suarez, 3 years, $33.9, all re-signing with their current ball clubs. Let's see if anybody else of note. Probably not. They do a pretty decent job of big name guys getting back on their squads or signing with new ones. All right, so yeah, the Tigers declined the contract option on Aaron Hicks, making him a free agent. Yeah, smart move. All right, so let's get through this. All right, so we got a ton of free agent guys. Walker Buehler, Tyler O'Neill, Pablo Lopez, Lucas Sims, Freddie Peralta, Willie Adames, Walker Buehler, Nathan Eovaldi, and obviously the big name, Juan Soto. Now, when we look at this roster, the only thing we really need to add to is the bench. In all reality, there's already almost no holes on this roster, in my opinion. We will bring Ben Workvet up as our backup catcher, so we don't need to go there. And really, when you look at the way that this lineup is set up, there's pretty much nobody that we have to go after, no type of player that we have to go after on the free agent market. We have our bullpen kind of locked in here for a bit of time. So the reality is that at this point, what we're looking to do is go after our players. Now, obviously, there are some really good names on this market this year. Correa, Pete Alonso, Walker Buehler, Shane Bieber, Eloy Jimenez, Jacob deGrom again, Juan Soto, Brandon Woodruff. So there's some guys on this list that in reality, you know, if we had a need, would be guys that we would really want to try to go after. But at this point, we're better off sticking with what we've got. I think that it's going to be important for us long term to be able to kind of really solidify ourselves with the roster that we have. So, let me see. So yeah, we're going to try to go ahead and solidify everything that we have here in-house, be able to bring back all of our players and be able to really give us a lot going forward. Because like I said, I really feel like right now the team that we have is pretty dominant. Yes, we did not make it back to the World Series in that postseason run, but I think that the team that we have is going to be really solid going forward. I don't know that there's really enough of a hole for me to try to fill in the open market. I think that we're better off sticking with what we have right now, seeing if anything really kind of materializes through the course of the season. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see kind of how everything shakes out here. So like I said, when it comes to these contracts that we have to tender, most of these guys are making peanuts on the dollar compared to free agents, obviously. So we want to have more of them as we possibly can. So what we'll really have to take a look at and see. So we have about 9 roster spots left. But again, we're going to kind of wait to the off season to deal with those towards the end of the off season, where we can get some of the other players available for almost nothing. So those are the guys that we're really going to want to go after. So we're going to just run through, offer arbitration to all these players. Now, what we're going to start to find ourselves dealing with in the next couple of seasons is we're going to start running into 40-man roster issues, with guys having to be protected from the Rule 5 draft. Guys like Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, Trey Sweeney, guys like that are going to find themselves really pressed up against it. And as we continue to try to develop a back-to-back World Series champion, we're going to have to really go about this in a strong way, because as you can see, we have 33 roster spots already filled out for the 40-man roster. But as we get in here, Anthony Volpe's got to get added. Dominguez still, thankfully, not. Sweeney, not yet. Randy has got to get added. All right, and I think that's probably it. So we should be all right now. Yeah. Okay, so we're still pretty good. I could add Dominguez in there. I don't want to speed that clock up any more than we will have to. He's going to force his way on the club within the next year or so. He's already at 79 overall. And when you look at it, obviously he's not taking over for Judge in right field. But when we look at the overall for left field, he's getting much closer to Brandon Nimmo. And I feel like if we were to change, let's take a look and see if we change his position to left field, how much closer he gets. Yeah, so he gets much closer if we move him to left than keeping him in center field. So this is definitely a guy that's going to be pushing up against it. A down season or two from Nimmo, because we're coming towards the end of Nimmo's contract, I believe. So let's take a look at the budget here. This will tell me Brandon Nimmo. So yeah, so we got 3 seasons left with Nimmo by that point, no doubt about it. The depth chart. So Nimmo, Oscar Gonzalez, 25 and 26. They already project Jason Dominguez to be the starting left fielder. So it makes a ton of sense for us to kind of go through that. Ozzie Albies will be a free agent this year. So kind of want to see what we can offer in terms of a potential extension there. I mean, obviously, when you look at this depth chart for next season, Oswald Peraza will be in a much better spot. And Volpe will also be kind of vaulting himself into a much greater position offensively for us. So we'll have to wait and kind of play it out and see how everything goes. But like I said, in terms of signing one of, a guy like Carlos Correa, who I absolutely would love to see on the Yankees in real life, can't really justify the signing. So 7 years, 192. So 7 years at 195. What would that cost us? Yeah, see, because this would be a crazy deal. Yeah. So it just wouldn't make sense. I mean, unless we traded away Devers. So if we traded Rafael Devers, but Devers is making $5 million compared to Correa, it's going to cost me $35 million. So it just doesn't really make sense. And I mean, even with a guy like Bo Bichette, it doesn't really work out to our benefit to kind of go through that. We're already pushing up against the budget, even with just this. So we may end up having to kind of flirt with some talks for Nimmo already, even beforehand, and give Dominguez the opportunity just to give us a little bit more leeway. We'll kind of wait that out just to see. I do like this move from the Reds, though, right off the bat. So we only got 2 offers for Nimmo straight up. So this may be something that we revisit. But for now, we'll just kind of run through the off season here. We've already done our AJ Minter 6-year, $75 million deal. Pete Alonso 7 years, $119.7 to the Rangers. Eloy Jimenez heads to the other side of Chicago with the Cubs, 9-year, $162.9 million deal. Brewers acquired Joe Jimenez from the White Sox. Shane Bieber 6 years, $208.2 million deal to the Dodgers. All right, so a lot of stuff happening. Kershaw resigns 1 year, $17.5. Tony Gosselin re-signed with the Dodgers. The Mets re-signed Jeff McNeil. So a lot of stuff going on here in this off season. A lot of things happening. Let's take a look, see if there's any other. Max Kepler re-signed. Amir Garrett re-signed. Braves re-signed Miguel Castro. That's a good deal for him. I would have never given him that, but I also didn't really have a need for him in our bullpen with everybody else that we got. Sean Manaea re-signed with the Astros. Let's see. So quite a few moves happening. The Rays signed Noah Syndergaard. So quite a few things going down here this off season already. So interesting how things are going to shake out. Let's take a look. Correa's still on the market. He's looking for something better. Wow, there's no money being offered right now for Juan Soto. That's crazy. Walker Buehler's getting big money offers right there. I'm so surprised that this is all that is being offered to Juan Soto. Brandon Woodruff, surprised. And even though he's 32, that this is all the money that he's getting offered. Nothing for Willy Adames. Solid glove man. Good power against righties. I'm sure he's going to get offers shortly. Really what's going to happen is once Correa signs, then Adames will be the next domino to fall in that regard. So quite a few names on this list. Benintendi back on the market, where he's been in Atlanta. Had a solid year. 924 OPS was nice. So it'll be interesting to see how things kind of shake out for some of these players. So let's keep simulating. I mean, Yeah, when it comes to these guys, I'm not sure that they're going to take these deals anytime soon. All right. Brandon Woodruff, 3 years, 51.6. All right, let's sim through the end of November. Lucas Sims, 5 years, $47.5 million deal to the Phillies. Max Fried to the Dodgers, 6 years, $106.8 million. Interesting moves there. Aaron Bummer to the Nationals. Jeffrey Springs to the Braves. Brandon Woodruff to the Angels. Edward Oliveras to the Royals. Michael Kopech gets called up. So, Jorge Lopez heads back to the Orioles. That's funny. Orioles sign Marcus Stroman. Conforto to the Brewers. Interesting. Andujar to the Red Sox. Higashioka to the Brewers. Yeah, we didn't need him. We already had another defensive guy. Obviously not to the same level defensively as Higgy, but yeah, contracts offered. All that stuff. So we're gonna simulate through. Yep. Walker Buehler to the Astros, 8 years, $272 million. Freddie Peralta to the Reds, 5 years, $111.5. Corbin Burns to the Dodgers, $157.2. Dodgers is making some moves with that starting rotation. Loaisiga re-signed. Nice. That helps us out big time. Moncada scooped up by the Tigers. Diego Castillo to the Blue Jays. Let's see what that Moncada deal looked like with the Tigers. Interested to see the deal that he made out with. Matt Moore heading back to the Rays for $2 million on a year deal. Let's see. All right, let's just do this. Tigers. One got a 3 year, 17.1. It's actually really discounted. I'm surprised. Diego Castillo, 3 years, 14.1. Cool. So we got a couple of things re-signed here. All right. So all that's really left for us to do is deal with these arbitration cases. So there's really only 5 that I'm worried about here. Obviously, Bichette, Bednar, Duran, Trevino, and Gonzalez. I'm pretty sure the rest of these guys spent the entire year in the minors, so they're all going to probably lose their quest. All right, Correa's now getting bigger money offers there. Soto, still not as big as I was expecting. All right, so let's continue forward here. We're going to get through the end of December. Mike Soroka, 4 years, 70.4 to the Brewers. Danny Jansen, 4 years, 58.8 to the Padres. Let's go to the Rule 5 draft. Jake Bowers gets scooped up. Johnny Brito. And let's run through and see if there's anybody worth. Yeah, no. Can't say that there's anybody that I'm trying to pull from this list here. All right, so we can skip that. Let's finish this day off. Yeah, so we're going to see who Fernville to the Pirates. Yep, so we got two guys snatched off our roster, which really is just going to make it so that we have to sign a few more players off the scrap heap at the end of free agency. Yeah, so we're at 84 players on the roster. Got to be at 93. Nothing too crazy. So we'll see how everything kind of breaks down. All right, so let's get through the end of December. Juan Soto, 5 years, 91 million. That's a steal. I definitely saw him going for much, much more than that. He's not even at 20 million a year, 18.2 a year. That's really crazy for a guy of his caliber. Giovanni Gallegos, 2 years, 11.8. Reynaldo Lopez acquired by the Marlins. They basically said a bunch of nothing. Rysel acquired by the Pirates. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 5 years, 80.5 mil. Carlos Correa to the Brewers, 10 years, $279 million. Andrew Kittredge, 1 year, 6.3 to the Royals. All right, so quite a few things happening there. Yeah. Alex Reyes to the Marlins, Giovanni to the Rockies, Travis d'Arnaud to the Dodgers, Zanino to the Cardinals, John Means to the Padres, Soto to the A's. Dodgers pick up Christian Vasquez. All right, so all we have left to deal with is our arbitration cases. Now, that being said, as you can see, our pending offers for those arbitration cases and the available budget that we have don't match up. So we're going to have to make a deal, but I'm going to get through the end of Alex Verdugo, 6 years, 45.6 to the Mets. Pablo Lopez, 5 years, $60 million deal with the Cubs. Austin Meadows, 5 years, 70.5 to the Cubs. Tyler O'Neill, 5 years, $93 million to the Tigers. Ross Stripling, a 1 year, $12.1 million deal to the Pirates. All right, I want to get through our arbitration cases. Austin Barnes to the Diamondbacks, Stripling to the Pirates, Kiermaier to the Phillies, O'Neill to the Tigers, Barlow to the Padres. Yeah. I want to get through our arbitration cases because, in all honesty, Cardinals picking up Ryan Presley. That's a nice move. Lourdes to the O's. What that's going to do for us is really allow us to see what we have left in terms of 6 years, 69 to the Mariners for Willie Adames. Benintendi, 5 years, 79.5. Brewers also picking up former Yankee Gleyber Torres, 6 years, 64.8. Chris Sale, wow. I mean, he had a good season. Don't get me wrong. 214 innings, showed he was durable, even at 36. 88 overall, 2.56 ERA, 191 strikeouts in that time, $30 million. That's a big deal. All right. So, like I said, I think that literally it's worked out exactly the way that I've said it over the course of these streams. If they've played in the majors, the arbitration panel will side with the player. If they haven't, they're going to side with the organization. All right, Brandon Lowell to the Diamondbacks, 5 years, $54 million. We're going to get through all these arbitration cases. Yeah, of course. Back where we began when it comes to renewing his contract. So we'll renew both their contracts. That deals with literally everyone in the organization. Our projected deficit is $3.17 million. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at trading away Brandon Nimmo. Jason Dominguez is already right at the precipice of joining the Yankees. At this point, it's going to be a much more cost-effective option for us to trade away Nimmo. And we're going to see what kind of deals we can get at this point in the offseason. So far, nothing really standing out. We know that the Reds had an offer earlier in the offseason that we might try to revisit if we can. Nothing too spectacular jumping off the books here. Yeah, nothing so far. Yeah, I might have to change that up a little bit and customize the offer myself, but yeah, I think that's the deal that we're going to have to go with. All right, so we're going to head over to the Reds. We're going to go Jordan Hicks. And who's the other guy? Trent, because he's pretty versatile. Terrible season, though. Let me see who else I can probably take from them. Oh, he had an atrocious year. I don't know that I want to do that. All right, let me see. Let me run through this myself. And all right. Well, let's start here. Let's start with who's rebuilding. So the Tigers are rebuilding. I don't think anybody told them that they're rebuilding. Not with the money they spent. And so are the A's. Yeah, I don't think so. Nationals are rebuilding. Yeah, they definitely are. Cubs. All right, the Reds are rebuilding. And the Giants are rebuilding. All right, so let's see. Thing is, I don't really need much of anything. Joey Bart. Gorman, left-handed bat. India. I'm not really like enamored with these guys that they have to offer. The other Diaz brother. Yeah, I don't know about it. I'm not in love with any of these potential options right now. Especially when you look at some of the financials on these guys, plus what we're kind of not getting back from them. So I could get Reynaldo, who they just acquired. But I think I would rather have a position player who could fill in. So look at it like this. Right now, I'd be replacing an outfielder. So I kind of want to replace him with some sort of position player that's going to help my team kind of recoup some of the offensive contributions that are now going to be missing. They can't make that deal because they don't have the budget. Yeah. Rise. Oh, I like Luis Rise. Trash defensively. It's even worse speed, but he's a hitter. I like it. Gives us some extra room, and he's versatile. Let's do it. All right, so we made that move that now allows us to add the additional 9 players that we need on, like I said, these very cost-effective team-only options because they're not really player-friendly whatsoever. But at this stage of the offseason, these guys are willing to sign whatever kind of deal just to get on the roster. So we're going to go ahead and fill this out. And while we're doing this, you guys can head over to Twitter at banter_baseball. Follow me there, or over on Instagram and TikTok, Baseball Banter Broadcast. And keep it locked in. Obviously, remember to subscribe here on YouTube to the Baseball Banter Broadcast. All right, I want to kind of keep rounding these out. We got a few more spots to go with. Manny Pena, very good guy to have in the minor leagues for depth. Charlie Culberson. Again, looking for some depth signings. We need to look at the pitching side of things, though. I think that we're a little light on that side. Yeah, we're definitely light on the pitching side of things. So let's go Lance Lynn, depth, 30,000. He actually didn't have a terrible year. Kenley Jansen. Solid, he got right there. Shane Green. So we're definitely going to try to maximize these opportunities here with some of these guys. I like Joey Wendell. He's versatile, plays solid defense. He's going to be a guy that we give one of these special end of the all-season contracts to. Luis Garcia. I don't know about that right now. Chris Archer played as well. All right. Merrill Kelly, I'm surprised he didn't get any kind of offers. Not a bad year. Almost 200 innings pitched. Even on a one-year deal, I was surprised he didn't get any kind of offers. My boy Duvall. Duvall is always a sleeper in this game. He always hits for a terrible average. Always hits for a terrible average. But usually has decent home run numbers. He's versatile. So I'm going to give him a chance. And Josh Harrison again. Actually, there's other guys for that. So Yeah, I think this is going to be it mostly. How many have we offered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so we'll take the Duval offer off the table then. And yeah, I think we only needed 9. So then we'll take the Wendell offer off as well. Kind of like Wendell. Let me see. Eduardo's not the greatest. Charlie Culberson. All right. I like his defense. All right, we're going to lose this one. So that should be the 9 spots that we have left. And you Darvish to the Rays. Nick Ahmed to the O's. Dylan Moore to the Phillies. Brandon Lowe to the Diamondbacks. Eric Lauer to the Cubs. Yandy Diaz to the Rays. Wow, he really missed the Rays organization. They traded him and he went right back. Willie Adames to the Mariners. We heard Benintendi and Glaber to the Brewers. Chris Sale to the Cardinals. So, yeah, let's see. All transactions for the Yankees. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So we should be at our 93. Yep. So now, as we have every single time, we have to deal with the roster situation. So we're going to remove, yeah, we got to remove a couple more because we also have to add Dominguez. So Culberson, remove. So we're now at 40. So we really got to get rid of one more. Brad Miller, remove from the 40-man roster. Okay, cool. So now we can add Dominguez to the roster. And what we're going to do, I almost feel like I should have waited to add him to the roster till next year. Let it rise, take over. Yeah, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna bring up the Martian. All right, so let's figure out this. We gotta rearrange. All right. So we're going to fast forward a few days so we can clear out those waivers. All right. So yeah, Manny, you're going down. That's an easy one. Lance Lynn, you're going down. That's another easy one. All right, so now we really got to make a decision here because all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to send down Hernan Perez. And keep Cabrera, the younger player, up. I think that for the betterment of the organization going forward, we need to start infusing some younger talent, which is why the Martian got called up. We're probably going to let Ozzie walk in favor as we look at the depth chart. So probably going to let Ozzie walk in favor of Peraza, which would then move Bo Bichette to DH. I don't know that that's actually going to happen because we have Shohei, but we'll see how it kind of goes. Might move Volpe to second, and allow it to be Volpe and Bichette in the middle. We'll kind of see how things play out and go from there. So, all right, so I think we're pretty much set here. So let's finish out the off season. Make sure that we got no more roster spots to fill out. We do not. And we're going to head to spring training. So this is where we're ending this particular episode. As we look forward to next week, we're going to be starting the 2025 campaign for the New York Yankees. Obviously, as I said, the goal is to get back-to-back World Series championships. So we have to go back to reclaim the title in 2025 for the New York Yankees. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below as we are continuing to try to grow this community here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. If you want to stay tuned and support the channel even more, make sure you head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com. It is our merchandise shop. We have a ton of promo codes that you can use to save on your Christmas shopping needs for that baseball fan in your life. So keep it locked in all offseason long as we continue to run through this franchise simulation, as well as the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.